if you're out here dating people and this guy tells you that he's in between places or in between jobs, he does not need to be in between your legs. Don't waste your time on these men who are still trying to get their lives figured out, because that's just going to bring confused energy into your life. Especially if you're stable and you already got yourself going and your situation is straight and you good and you got yourself figured out. Do not date men that don't. Let me tell you a quick story. In 2015, I dated somebody who had just got out of a relationship, and I had a 2-bedroom apartment. I had a job at a marketing firm, and I had a car. And I was living in the suburbs of St. Louis Park. It's like a suburban area in Minnesota. I was really young. I was 24 years old. I was just so young. Anyways, so I was a single mom of my first son, doing my own thing. And I dated somebody whose energy was like kind of like a struggling energy. Like they were always kind of like, they came from like a struggle, so they have a spell on them, right? And I'm speaking spiritually. When you date people that are going through things who have not spiritually broken that struggle off of them, you know what I'm saying, or at least have a prayer life so that they can pray those Leviathan spirits off of them, then you, like me, for example, I fight a lot of spell work because I'm in ministry. And so, like I have warlocks that try to hit me with Leviathan spirits all the time. And so, you need to have a prayer life. But when you're dating somebody who has, like, in the spirit, so many arrows on them, and has the spirit of poverty and a poverty mindset, a lack mindset, or a limited mindset, which is someone who's scared of giving because they don't understand the laws of the spiritual realm. The more you give out is the more you receive. So when you are afraid to pay for something or you're afraid to give, that's basically you telling the spiritual realm, I have a lack mindset, which I cancel in the name of Jesus. So even if you're struggling and you don't have a job, you still cannot move with that mindset, with the lack mindset, because then you're not going to allow open doors for greater, for more. But anyways, I dated somebody who had a lack mindset. Their spiritual life was messed up, and they always found themselves struggling. And God was doing for me, because I was a single mom, and my life was just coming together. Like, I had my dad had just passed away. My mom was off on drugs, so I had to build my life from the ground up. My dad passed 2 weeks before my 18th birthday. So I had to build my life from the ground up. Like, I started off literally with nothing. And God was blessing me. And he was like, you're 24, you have a car, you have a 2-bedroom apartment in a really nice area to raise your son by yourself. And I allowed a man in my home, especially even to penetrate me. You know what I'm saying? Not understanding how spiritual that is. I feel like it happened from the moment of penetration. It's like when you have sex with somebody, you can get not just an STD, but another type of STD called sexually transmitted demons. So if he has like the demon of poverty on him, or like a demon of Leviathan on him, then that demon could jump on you too. So it's like you have to also be aware of, their spiritual life. That's why it's important for me to talk about God while dating and prayer. Like, do you know how to pray? Are you spiritual? Are you spiritually gifted? Do you talk to God? You know what I'm saying? All that's important to me, because when you date somebody who's struggling, it's because they lack a prayer life. Like, There's a difference between somebody who struggles but they have a relationship with God, so God like provides everything for them. So cuz they never lack. When you're with God, you never lack. I'm telling you, like you can quit your job and still have all your bills paid, still have a fridge full of food, still have gas in your car. You know what I'm saying? Just because you have a relationship with God. That's just real rap. But when you don't have a relationship with God and you quit a job, then you lose absolutely everything, you know? And God doesn't provide because you don't have really, or unless He's giving you grace. But, and that all goes back to your spiritual life. So, anyways, when you are dating somebody that has that energy on them and like a poverty energy or a poverty demon or a Leviathan demon, you could lose everything. So back to the story. Like I was 24 years old. I was working at a marketing firm called Ascendancy Research in St. Louis Park just for a little while. And I had just left. I was working 2 jobs at the time and going to college. And then what happened was I ended up losing everything. After I started dating him, I noticed that I lost I lost my job. Bills started piling up, like everything was just falling apart. Quit school, everything was just falling apart. It was like that sexually transmitted demon from the moment of penetration just like went to work. That's why it's important to watch who you're letting inside of you. When you're having sex, like these sexually transmitted demons jump on you and you'll just start going through it because the person that you had sex with is going through it too. Anyways, so when you're dating somebody and they're in abundance, it means because in the spiritual realm, abundance was there before it manifested, right? And so make sure that you're not allowing somebody to penetrate you with, a really messed up spiritual life, okay? Because those sexually transmitted demons could jump on you and you'll find yourself in lack, okay? Struggling, all right? Like, I noticed that when I stopped dating that guy, my life started coming back together. God started providing miracle money. You know what I'm saying? God started paying off bills for me and taking care of me and my children. You know what I'm saying? Like, things just started coming back together for me. Resources, opportunities, everything just started pouring in for me because I got rid of the guy that had that demon on him, that lacked a prayer life, that lacked a relationship with God. So be mindful of that person's spiritual life before you let them inside of you, before you allow yourself to be even around them. Okay? I love you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. God willing, peace.